Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome to the very first Parents How-To video of the year. I am Karen Locke-Culp. I am an expert in child development with years of teaching under my belt, many years of teaching preschool under my belt, and degrees in early childhood education, human development, and family relations was the title of my bachelor one. And I am really excited because this time of year offers us kind of an opportunity that I want to dig into today. And that is the opportunity to get clarity. And I want to share my own journey with this. So this week, I actually joined a thing called a Mastermind group just at the beginning of beginning of January. And when I joined, it was December, and it was chaos, as you know. Like, your life is chaos too, I'm sure, at that time of year. So amidst all the other things, all the balls that I was trying to keep up in the air, I knew that come January, I was going to need some peace and quiet and some introspection. And so I joined this mastermind group, as I said, and I was like, all through December, I'd be like, okay, I can sleep tonight because after all the insanity's done, I'm going to be working in this mastermind group. I'm going to be figuring out, it's called the Creative Shift Mastermind. And I'm going to be figuring out, like, what book am I going to write next and all those kinds of things. And I promise there's a reason for talking about this, even if you're not an author or whatever. And on January 1st, I kind of woke up and felt very sort of muddled and went into the group. And we started working on an exercise to figure out, what do we actually want to do this year? This is the part about kind of getting clarity. And I had thought, oh, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to write one of these 3 books. I just don't know which one. And what ended up happening is I ended up feeling like the conclusion that I came to is that wasn't really that shouldn't be my goal for right now, because I felt very chaotic in my mind. And I determined that my first goal needed to be to get what I think of as clarity. And it's important for me as a writer, but it's also important for us as parents, because there's so much going on in our lives, and it can be so hard to feel like we are working towards any goal. And when we are working towards too many, or when our responsibilities are too many, we can just start to feel really, really down. And that was what was happening to me. So I'm all excited because I have a goal in mind, and it is to get productive peace and quiet. And what that means is my family can live with me because I'm a little more, a little calmer, a little more purposeful and purpose-minded. I believe that as parents, it's important for us to model what adult life can be. And I think that's where I want to not leave you, but that's where I want to start off this conversation about clarity. I want to show you through my own example that, like, being chaotic and upset with our kids and our family means that we will end up with chaotic and upset kids. It's on us. It really is on us. And if this is a message that is a hard one to hear, I promise you, it's been hard for me to hear too. I said to my husband last night at dinner, this mastermind has been going on for not even 2 weeks, and I feel like it's so much harder than I thought it was going to be. But it's awesome too. Like, it's harder work than I thought it was going to be, kind of internal work, but it's so good. And I want you to have that same kind of clarity. And so the way I'm doing it is I'm thinking of, I'm going to ask you to think on one word, to choose one word for 2019. And my 2018 word was practice. And what that meant to me was, everything is a practice. I really liked using it as kind of a noun and as a verb, because it freed me up to not worry about mistakes I was making. If everything is practice, then nothing has to be perfect, is really how I've been viewing it. And that worked out incredibly well. And I hope I've incorporated that into this year, like into myself, so that I can still continue thinking that going forward, even though my word has changed. And I will tell you what it is in just a minute. I am still thinking on practice, though. it's meant massive changes for example, for these videos that I make. I do 3 things a week. I put out 3 pieces of content a week. The main one that I work hardest on is the podcast. It's a long form podcast. You get to get into the mind of, you get to see into my mind, as the mind of a child development expert. So we talk a lot about the specific things that are troublesome in parents' lives and how to alleviate them. In fact, the thing I say always at the top of the show is, we're here to help you change your child's behavior from bad to good, feel happy inside, and truly enjoy the time you spend with your family. And I feel like this one is about feeling happy inside. This video I'm making right now is about how do we feel happy inside? And I believe that the way to do that is to get clarity. The practice it took to get to the point where I understand these, that I needed 3 pieces of content a week, that I needed to offer a Facebook Live on Mondays, which is called Magic Words for Parents, and it gives people a chance to take a phrase into their week, like one phrase dealing with one specific parenting situation, and you get to practice it all week. And then the podcast episode comes out Tuesdays, and then I do these on Thursdays, and these are, I've actually changed. So in my practice, I've changed what these are. They're not just going to be willy-nilly kind of questions or whatever anymore. They're going to be directly related to the podcast content, because that's what's going on in your life is what I'm trying to help you with. And right now we are in a place of, we're all kind of climbing out from under tinsel and maybe hangovers and whiny children and just Christmas crazy, or holiday crazy if Christmas isn't your jam. The end of the year is so crazy. And 10 days into the new year, if you're still feeling a little bit of like, I don't know where this year is going to go, well, I encourage you to choose one word, because that will help you have kind of a rallying point. So 2018 was practice. 2019, I've chosen the word thoughtful. And I'm excited because it's a word that's going to transfer from family life, my health. I have a tendon disorder, so like I have to be really, really thoughtful about what I do every day, because I will run out of hand energy or forearm energy, and then my hands kind of end up like paddles. I can't use them like a normal person, and I need to be really thoughtful about that. But that's so easy to forget about in the chaos of everything else. And so in December, there were a lot of nights where I went to sleep with my hands feeling like paddles, where I felt like I couldn't drive, because I had a pretty stressful end of the year. And one of the things that happened was I got caught up in a flash flood, and the stress around that has made it so that I'm now in physical therapy. So there's another way I'm being thoughtful. I need to address these body problems. We don't only exist, from our neck up. We feel things in our bodies. And right now I feel like I'm trying to be a healthy, creative person and a healthy parent. I got to be there for my kiddos too, And if you are there in that same place, well, I hope this helps. I would love to hear what your word of the year is, and I am going to continue to work on being thoughtful for you all through 2019. I'm actually going to revisit these goals every quarter. So at the beginning of each quarter, April, July, and October, I'm going to come back and revisit my goals. And I imagine that will bring back up my word of the year, because sometimes it can be forgotten. I didn't ever forget practice, but sometimes these words can be kind of lost or forgotten or whatever. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to keep revisiting it, because that's how these issues never really go away. They need to be managed. And so I'm working to manage my life through getting clarity about what I want in my life, and what I want, how I want to be with my family, what work I want to accomplish this year. And I'm being very thoughtful about that, because that's my 2019 word. So let me know in the comments, how are you getting clarity? What is your one word? These are things that I am completely fascinated with. I do have an entire podcast episode about this. It is available at WeTurnedOutOK.com/259, or you can really just click the link down in the notes, because I put that right in here. And I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you got something out of this, please hit the like button. That's a really easy way to communicate that you liked it. And if it was resonant for you, please share it with a friend, and then subscribe. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss one. I do these pretty well every Thursday. There are going to be a few Thursdays coming up where, I mean, not yet, but over the course of the year, there'll be a Thursday or two that I'll miss. But you can look forward to these every single week on Thursdays, and we will see you soon for the next one. All right, thank you so much. I'm Karen Lockhope. I will see you next week. Bye.